Hi, my name's Jody Dean and I'm a spiritual coach, and in this video I'm going to talk about what happens when you're having a spiritual awakening. Come with me. So, many of you watching this video will be wondering, am I having a spiritual awakening? Have I had a spiritual awakening? Or what's Jody's take on what happens when you're having a spiritual awakening? And yeah, I intend to address all of you as much as possible from my own experience, and also whatever spirit calls me to share right now, if I'm able to kind of tune in to the information field and just give what the viewers who are going to watch this need and is most aligned with their higher selves. So having shared that intention, let's get started. So first of all, having a spiritual awakening is a unique event. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It is basically the beginning of paradise on earth. And why I say that is because I believe genuinely that the reason for birth on this planet is to realize the true self, is to wake up to the true reality. Ultimately, right? So when we have that spiritual awakening, it is the start of the real being revealed. And yeah, so I would say the first part of this is that when we're having a spiritual awakening, what happens is that we start to realize there's a lot more beyond the 3D. So it's like matter, the material world, is only one aspect of reality, and wow, there's so much more than just the 3D. Oh my goodness, there's energy, chi, prana, life force, psychic phenomena, the multidimensional, the shamanic path. There's so much more, and of course that can be precipitated by things like plant medicine experiences, or it could be a moment when we have a satori or a realization, and there is this, this light that goes on, this wake up that happens, and then it's like, oh my goodness, I thought everything was just this 3D. I thought we were just this kind of like mechanical organisms in this 3D realm, like rational science was have us believe, or certainly has had us believe. And you'd be a heretic to think anything else. So that's the first part of this that can happen. And then the second part is that it's also like, oh, there's so much more than the mind. As in, oh my gosh, I'm not my mind. I'm not these thoughts. These thoughts are around, they're part of the experience of what reality is, but maybe I'm not these thoughts. I'm not the mind. And then it's this kind of, as Michael Singer shares in the wonderful book, The Surrender Experiment, it's like you realize, oh my God, I'm not the voice. I'm not the voice in my head. I'm not this endless train of thought commenting on everything that is going on in my reality. Oh, I must brush my teeth now. Oh, I think she likes me. Oh, will I get that job? Oh, I'm hungry now. Oh, I just fancy some a quesadilla. Or maybe I should start fasting. Am I doing well on this video? Gosh, right, what time is it? What have I got to do now? Oh yeah, etc. Right? The incessant kind of limitless, really, train of thought of the mind. And so it's like this partial or potentially full dissociation or disidentification happens with the mind, with the thought. one starts to experience, I'm more than this. I'm more than the thought. I'm perhaps the observer of the thought, or the witness self. And this leads to a beautiful expansion, a beautiful opening where there's suddenly so much more space. And you might get that through meditation. You might get that through plant medicine experiences. You might get that through healings, working with a teacher, a guide, a coach, a modality, a method, a system. You might get that through breath work. Something might happen which just releases you from the mind, the judging mind, the limiting mind, and suddenly you experience a glimpse of yourself beyond the mind, and it's like, oh my god, I thought I was these thoughts and nothing else, and these thoughts were telling me I'm this person, my name is John, and I'm British, or I'm American, or I'm Dutch, or I'm Indonesian, or I'm Australian, or I'm Catherine, and I'm from New York, and I like these things, and I'm of this race and this identity, etc. Because there's so many people, believe me, so many people going around life thinking that is the only reality. And through meditation, through these transcendental experiences, healing, etc., we can catch a glimpse that we're so much more than this. It can be an absolutely life-changing moment. And you may have had that. And this might be why you're watching this video, to help you confirm it, help you understand. Am I going through a spiritual awakening? Am I going crazy? What is going on here? Attempting to understand. And it's great to have reference points to help us understand. The mind does need to understand, right? It needs to know that, this is okay. Because also the organism wants to keep itself good, well, protected and healthy. And so it wants to check in with everything else around it. Like, is this okay? Am I in harmony here? Am I in balance here? So that's something that can happen. And yes. So another aspect of spiritual awakening, beyond having transcendental experiences, beyond understanding or having a glimpse that we're not the mind, is the opening of the heart. The heart can open. We can start to experience a bigger sense of compassion, of love for others, for ourselves, for the people around us, for our partner, for our family, for our work colleagues, and just start to feel an upwelling of love in the heart center, which is an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful thing to experience. A fluffy, warm feeling of expansion, of grace. It's this heart center that then gets activated really helps us be in touch with the infinite, really helps us be in touch with the unseen. The heart is a magical, mystical place, and the more that we can lean into it, we can open it, then better life will become, because we have more spaciousness. It's like this inner doorway to the great infinite, the great infinity of space. And you may have experienced that the people in your life, or that have touched you, who have the most compassion, the biggest hearts, well, they feel the best people to be around. They feel the most spacious people to be around, because it's that quality of expansion, of space, that is inherent to the heart. That warmth, that love, that kindness, that gentleness, that tenderness. And so this is another major aspect of the spiritual awakening process. And if you haven't been through that, I really, really recommend you to start opening your heart, forgiving and letting go, accepting who you are, and loving yourself ultimately, right? Because that is the most powerful act you can actually do, is love yourself. Believe it or not. And then from that welling of love up within you, then that can spill out to all around you. And so if you haven't experienced that yet, then I have a heart meditation that you can do. So please ask me for that in the comments. I also have been offering on occasion one-on-one heart activations, which are extremely powerful. So if you're interested in that, put one-on-one in the comments and I can give you the details about that. Wasn't planning to share that, but yeah, that's obviously coming up. So yeah, and of course you can go on YouTube and find, or any other platform, and find, you know, content to help you open your heart as well. Meditation is good for that. Healing is good for that as well. It's very important to heal ourselves, and you know, in the relative sense in the world, because ultimately, you know, we are the infinite consciousness, eternal self anyway. But in this 3D realm, we're working with ancestral patterns and traumas and limiting beliefs and everything else, and so we need to balance that and harmonize to fully have the most expanded, balanced, joyful existence in this body, on this planet, at this time, during this great shift, during this great new earth portal, where we are moving as a globe, as a planet, globally, let's say, to another octave, another frequency. But that is another video, and that is another conversation. But that is the fourth and last aspect I wanted to share about, was simply that you may have a knowing, an understanding, an intuition that the planet is going through this ascension process and this shift, and you may feel a highly significant urge to embody that, to assist that shift, to serve others, to be a light, to heal others, to share medicine and share gifts with others, to help them in their process of awakening. And I would say that is also a really important aspect of spiritual awakening, is the choice to serve, to be of service to others, as opposed to just being service to self. And so it's like that upwelling of love within, that understanding of non-dual consciousness, of actually in truth of things there is no separation. It's like the other is also me, so I have to help the other. And you know, if the other is in lack or in fear or in pain, then there's also this genuine feeling to assist the other, which is an expression of you ultimately. So because we're all this one consciousness, right? So that's what I wanted to share today about spiritual awakening and what happens. There's a lot more to this topic. I'm only scratching the surface here, as you may well understand. And so please check out some of my other videos for more topics, more themes around this. I've made a lot of videos. I've also got a podcast as well, the Flow Ninja podcast. So do check that out. It's on Spotify and Apple and all good places like that. And yes, if you would like more guidance and assistance, if you would like some support in your spiritual awakening journey, in waking up to your soul purpose, in being courageous, because these times are calling us all to be so much more courageous, so much more brave, speak our truth, live our authentic selves, and be who we are. So thank you so much. Bye for now.